The past few months have been pretty full of bad news. But for my next guest, they brought some life-changing good news as well. Growing up, Maryland native Rehan Staton faced a lot of setbacks. His family struggled financially after his mother left when he was just 8. Later on, health problems ended his dreams of pursuing a career as an athlete, and he ended up finding employment as a sanitation worker. But fast forward a few years later to this spring.
Congratulations! Oh.
That's the moment Rehan Staton found out he got into Harvard Law School, where he plans to enroll this fall. He joined me earlier this week. Congratulations. It's great to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Do you remember in your body the physical feeling you felt when you clicked and all of a sudden it said congratulations? Do you remember the feeling?
That's the funny thing. I remember the lack of feeling. All of the feeling in my body went away. And it was the most surreal moment of my life.
And we saw you sitting with your brother, and the hug afterwards was beautiful. But you went in the next room immediately after your brother hugged you and said that you wanted to tell your father. What was his reaction like?
He dropped what he was doing. He pulled me in for like a really big hug. I swear I never seen my dad that happy before. It's like we got into Harvard.
Oh, that is so great. Well, you've told, I think that is a fair way to put it from reading your life story. I mean, your father sacrificed. I know he worked a bunch of jobs. He had a stroke in the middle of this. Your brother quit school to work sanitation as well, to basically help your father support you in your efforts. So it's funny you said what you said. I'm watching this video and I'm saying to myself, it's like your family got into Harvard Law School, not just you. And that's the way you feel, obviously.
100%.
You also tell a very generous story about I don't know if you should call them role models. Who are the people who supported you through these efforts that got you to that school about 10 blocks from where I'm sitting? Who are those people?
There's my father, there's my brother, even my cousin Dominic, who was sitting next to me. But even more so than them as well, I mean, they're the sanitation workers. After I got denied by every single school coming out of high school, the sanitation workers that I worked with, they're the only reason why I ended up going to school in the first place, even for undergrad. So those were my role models as well, who uplifted me and empowered me.
This is Bates Trucking and Trash. Explain what you mean. How are they encouraging?
So it was the first time in my life where I just entered like a community that was outside my family, that just really embraced who I was as a person. I mean, I've never been called like intelligent on such a mass scale, never been empowered on such a mass scale. And like they literally just felt, why am I here? I'm so young. There's so much more to life than, doing trash. And not that anything's wrong with it.
I understand. Did you ever say to yourself when you're working sanitation, this is it. This is what I'm going to be doing. I tried, but this is what my life is going to be like. Were there those moments?
Most definitely. More in particular after high school, because I felt as though I like getting my hands dirty. I like the people around me. And I just said, okay, I don't mind being here. I want to help out my father. This is it.
I want to repeat something you said a minute ago because these numbers are amazing. So how many schools that you applied to for college rejected you? How many rejected you?
I applied to 3 or 4, and I got rejected by all of them.
Every one. And you applied to a bunch of law schools, the best law schools in the country, Harvard, Penn, a whole bunch of others. None of them rejected you. Is that right? You got into everyone, and you're on waiting list in the others. Is that true?
That's exactly correct. Not one denied me.
It is an amazing story. What do you want to do with yourself once you get here? And unfortunately, in the fall, it'll be a virtual getting here. But what do you want to do with yourself, and who do you want to help? What's your goal?
See, I'm going into law school with an open mind, but my main primary goal is really to help people who are incarcerated, formerly incarcerated, or people coming out of juvenile detention centers have a pathway to education, whether that be community college, whether that be trade school. But I just want to really help create that pipeline so more people can just follow and empower their own lives.
And by the way, speaking of helping other people, my understanding is you, as part of your good luck run here, you've been helping other kids for nothing, from what I understand, prepare for their law school entrance exams too, the LSATs. Is that not correct?
Yes, that's correct. Ever since January of this year, I've been doing that for free.
Is there a point at which you say to yourself, I hope this is not a dream. I hope this whole thing is real. Am I going to wake up tomorrow and the whole thing is going to implode? Are there those moments, Rehan, or no?
All the time. I mean, even the mass support that I've been getting, the fact that I get to sit here with you, you know, after going through all of this for years upon years, it's crazy. I have to pinch myself on the daily.
So what's the moral, and there's got to be one, what's the moral to your story? Starting back, you know, as I said at the beginning, 8 years old, your mother leaves, goes back to Sri Lanka. You've got a wonderful, loving family, but not many resources, a lot of hunger, what is the moral to Rehan Staton's story?
Muhammad Ali has a quote, and it's my favorite quote that I just repeat to myself every day. But in it, the quote ends by saying, "Don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion." And I've said that to myself for the last decade, and that's what I live by.
Let me tell you, if he was alive to hear your story, he'd be proud of you, my friend. He really would. Rehan, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I can't wait to meet you in person when you come to Cambridge. Good luck, and thanks so much for giving me some time.
Thanks for everything, Jim. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. See you soon. For more information, head to his GoFundMe page, From Hauling Trash to Harvard Law. The address is on your screen.